Well, I just want to say a couple of words about the Sean P. Diddy trial. He was found not guilty of using force or extortion, and he was not found not guilty of RICO, but he was found guilty of 2 counts of prostitution. So they are going to keep him in jail because they feel he is a threat to the witnesses. They fear bodily harm, but of course they can't keep him in jail forever. And he does have a group of people that he can communicate with from in jail who can do anything he orders them to do if they're still on the payroll and they're still sticking by him. So we'll have to see how all of that comes out. I was surprised with this trial anyway because the government, none of the police departments in the United States or federal government has ever sought to take anyone to jail for hurting a black woman. And so this was a shock to me that this was actually occurring. And I said, well, we'll see. We'll ride this out. Maybe they'll find that women who are minorities should not be abused, and that it should be unlawful to abuse them. Now, I've never been in domestic violence situations, and my family was not one of violence or screaming and yelling and all of that stuff. But every time I looked at a movie, and if I saw a black character in it, I knew somebody was going to be beaten in the head, shoved, pushed, raped. There was going to be a lot of foul language and drug use and so forth, because that's the depiction of the minority communities, and that's the depiction we have of minority mothers. It's a rough life. They're rough women, and you can just beat them up and they take it and everything goes okay, and you don't have to be apologetic or careful, and they treat women like men. And then you always hear, whites say, when they look at a black female, they say, oh, that's a man. They want to say every black female is a man. And that's because society treats them like men, and people come up with the idea that they don't have the same sensitivities or deserve the same respect that society gives to white women. So I was surprised that this case even came up like this, because it referred to black women. Now, if he had been doing this to white women, I would not have been surprised. But because these were minority women, I was very surprised, because society allows men of all kinds, and especially black men, to, beat up their wives, kick them, hit them in the face, bruise them, give them cuts, drag them by the hair, and then, drag them back to the place where they're quote unquote supposed to be and lock them inside. So that is the American depiction of minority women, especially black women. But the jury came back with their own feelings, and I was not surprised that they came out that way, but I did not think it was the right decision based on the law. Now, we changed continually. Society changes continually. We change continually in our attitudes, our dress, how we talk, how we relate to each other. And so this is just another movement, another piece of cement that tells us what's right in American society, what we can do, what we can't do. And so we're saying that, hey, just because this black man comes out, kicks a woman down the hallway, in her body and her face, and gives her cuts, and then drags her back to the room and then locks her inside and blah, blah, blah. No cause for alarm. This is just what they do. This is how they treat their women. This is what the women expect. And this is how these families act in general. So this is just another piece of history that is cementing how society can treat minority women. It's okay. The court says it's okay, and there is no punishment for having or doing this stuff to minority women, and that this is a general depiction of how black families go. That's why most people want to integrate. Most people don't want to be in a black family because black families are pretty rough according to what society says per the law. But we know that this is not true. We know that black women are just women. Black women are not men. Black women should not be treated as men. And black women deserve the same respect that you would give a white woman. But we haven't gotten there yet. And P. Diddy trial just kind of cements that truth to everybody. This is what you can do, no matter how clear the violations are. You didn't really commit a crime. That was okay, and that was to be expected by somebody who is dealing with a black woman. Now I'm going to show you something here which shows the police dealing with a black woman, and this is similar to what people would expect according to society.
We got to walk. We'll walk around.
Let me see here if I can find it.
It was Monday.
Hi, Mommy.
There's a tribe where beautiful girl.
Hi,
Nice.
Oh, well, I lost it. Well, I'm going to show you on another video. I'll show you on another video what I meant to show you here in this video. So, come back, see the second part, and like and subscribe. Bye.